Welcome to Jules for Fools. You got me, Vampachino, not Vampacino, aka Chris, and to the left of me.
I am Hype Nasty. I'm Hype Nasty, aka Michaela. I guess it's AKA, that's my real name. Yeah, I have been. Look at my bags.
My bag. My money bag.
But we're here with Jules for Fools. This is like number 5.
It is 4.
Is it 5?
It is 4. Can you tell them what this is about, though?
So, Chris made a status the other day. And it caused the fucking up.
All right, just pitching the shit to me. Pitch the shit to me. All right. What was it about?
No, honestly. So it was about, it says, do you believe that you can marry someone with none of them in a year?
Do you?
Nigga, I lived it. I am.
I wasn't invited.
I am.
Fucking bitch.
Because they stupid.
But even though you did it,
Yeah.
now that it happened, how do you feel? Do you think marrying somebody in a year was the best thing? No, we're talking about time-wise. Timing and all that. Do you think that was the right thing?
No, honestly,
because a lot of people that had opinions never been married. I mean, not even engaged.
So a little backstory. I'm divorced now, but a little backstory is real quick for people, those that don't know. So I married my ex-wife within 8 months of us being together. So it was within the first year.
How long was y'all dating before that too?
That's all included. That's all included.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Our marriage lasted 3 years. Very good marriage. It was really good, contrary to what some may believe. And
it was 3 years?
It was 3 years. On paper. Really like 2.
Well, okay, yeah.
But like
once you start
2.5. Yeah, if you really start. You know what I mean? But on paper it was 3. And contrary to what some people may believe, it was actually a really good marriage. It was definitely... It was great in all elements. Like, you
hated it. No, I didn't hate it. I just hate when she would hang up and because she was calling. I would be crying or something. Like, yeah, man. She'd be like, all right, my wife's calling, bye.
Listen. But on a serious note, so it was cool. It was great marriage. Nothing wrong with that. The reason why I would not advise anyone to get married within somebody a year, although I did have a successful marriage while it did last and it was a really good marriage, is because like in my experience with it, it's like we didn't experience enough. Mm-hmm. Like people have to understand that like when it comes down to it, it's like people are like, oh, time don't mean nothing. Like you can know, we did know it was a great marriage, but the thing that we weren't prepared for, the thing that was the hardest was like our relationship was almost too good to be true. There was no arguments. There was no negativity. There wasn't like, I can't say I came from this toxic ass relationship. It's so draining. Like, I had that story. You know what I mean? Like, but that was the more dangerous part because when we were really going through things, we really started going through things like, well, when I was with something internally that was foreign to me, like, you know what I'm saying? She and I was like exhibiting different behaviors that I had never exhibited and she had never seen. She didn't know how to support me. Mm-hmm. And we had never had to go through that. We never had to deal with like, do you know how to support me? And I know I'm saying support me, but I would like...
But that's your perception of it because you know she's definitely going to have a total different story from what you feel.
She won't tell the same damn story.
How is it? Yeah. Interview.
This is the real truth. Interview anytime.
Which is an invite only.
If she wanted, she can have it.
That. Listen, so what you think is... It was too good to be true. I'm going to play off of that. Why do you feel like it was too good to be true? What was the negative in it? Because everybody expects like when you get married, when you divorce, they expect the worst shit. They hear all this negative shit. Oh, it's toxic. It's bad. It's like everybody don't divorce for those reasons. Like, you know what I mean? There's multiple reasons to divorce. It don't have to be the worst.
Honestly, the real life truth is this. Like, if you really want to be the truth, because like, we said we're going to be transparent. So, I spoke on our last video about like going through something and going through like depression for the first time in my life. Yeah. That was when I was married and I never experienced that. Anybody knows me knows I'm very happy-go-lucky, goofy, whatever. So it was new to me and I was going through something I couldn't identify. So whatever, going through all that process and still and in it, you don't know. I had to come out of it to figure that out. She didn't know how to support me. She didn't know how to be there for me. And
do you think she didn't know how, or she didn't know how to just customly deal with you?
I think she didn't know how in the sense of like she only seen me being this really strong person. So whenever she seen me being like exhibit like for lack of better words, weak. Something like crying or going through anything emotionally is weak. But for lack of better words, I'm going to use that verbiage.
I mean, you know, when you see yourself as a certain version of yourself, anything else less is weak.
Yeah, she seen me like that, and I think she didn't know how to handle that or whatever. And in the midst of that, I was doing a lot. You know, I was pushing a lot. So a lot of people don't know, like I was pushing my friends away. You know what I mean? Like you see the big dog.
Cut this shit. What you want? You want them to record this?
No, but yeah, I was cutting friends out. I was really going through a lot. You know, I honestly, I thought I had felt something for someone else.
Facts, and I didn't know because I was going through my own separate shit. So
right.
A lot of friendships end like that because everybody's going through something at the exact same time, and everybody starts to be like on some, oh well, so what? Fuck it.
So I was pushing myself away. I even thought I felt something, you know, for someone else that it really wasn't real. It was founded on the other missing elements that was on in my relationship that I didn't really realize. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like I talk a lot to my friends, like just on a regular about like everyday life stuff. So like a lot of mental stimulation, I get that from them. Like, you know what I mean? And not you know, I hadn't realized that I wasn't getting that. Not to the degree in which I needed it. I'm not saying at all, but the degree in which I needed it in my marriage, you know, until it started started to be shed on that. And then so it became a thing where it was like I couldn't get the mental stimulation or the emotional support that I needed, and she didn't know how, and she didn't, instead of it being a situation where she believed that she was capable of obtaining those things, she felt like she couldn't. And for me, it was something that I needed, and it wasn't something I was willing to bend on. So if you tell me you can't, then we can't, and then we can't go any further. You know, anytime I need.
So you've been stubborn as well, on top of being depressed.
I don't think that was in that stage. That was like me going through the process. I was starting to, I would say, come out of it. But I was starting to come out of it in that phase where it was just like, well, this is what I need. I'm recognizing that this is what I need, and you know, and this is what, you know, trying to get her to understand like that. You know, even those feelings. For sure, like I didn't like cheat outside of my marriage, just so you know, like, because I know that's
everybody thinks
that's going to be an assumption. Even you wasn't been, you know. But I think even you know, even it not being the love not being the degree in which I thought it was in the midst of that depression, like it still was hard for her to, you know, to be able to accept that. You know what I mean? And it made her feel a lot internally as far as like not feeling like she was enough. You know what I mean? Because of that, so. We weren't ready for that. So I said to say, like, yeah, I mean, like, and that's really why I ended. A lot of people think it was a lot of stuff where there was no, when we were in it, there was no cheating. Just to clear ear, because everybody has a lot of assumptions about things. Oh, he like, and I'm the one that wanted the divorce, and I'm the one that filed the divorce. Contrary to what a lot of y'all may think. Not that it mattered, because it's not like a trophy piece, not in the glorified, because it really was a great marriage.
Because you got married because you wanted to be married.
Right. It was.
So it's never a good thing when you split.
Right. Right. It definitely was unfortunate. I mean, love, you know, love was still there, and then after a point, you know, even, you know, it was too, even. You know, later down the line when it was, you know, things were talked about, it still wasn't something that, a lot of other stuff was done on her behalf that just wasn't no coming back from. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I said to say,
you got to be mindful of the way you move, because it's like some things, you know, you just put the nail in the coffin. Even if I could have, you know, reconciled with you, you know, certain ways that you move, it's like, damn, how could I even, I can't save that shit. You went so far. Like,
right. And it was, you know, then there's some regret because of that, but. I mean, hey, it is what it is, you know. I guess that's how things are meant to play out, you know. Whatever on that one, you know. Wish you the best.
So your answer to it is, of course, but you can get married.
But honestly, like, I just kind of got a backstory on that one. I don't even gonna keep babbling about that, honestly. But the reality of it all is, I wouldn't recommend it for somebody in that aspect. Like, was the marriage real? Was the love real? Absolutely. But if we had went through more. Like, really experienced more. Like, we experienced, like, I don't like to glorify bad times, but if we experienced more bad, because we weren't prepared for that. We were prepared. When you go into it, like, it's so easy to say. You know, the easy thing is to say, like, I won't cheat. I'll never be another bitch.
There's no such thing as never.
But
you just got to go roll with the punches and see what happens.
The stuff that you prepare for, that you feel like you're gonna knock down, that's never the stuff that comes to knock you down. We were prepared for all that. We weren't prepared for, like, damn, like, I'm gonna really need emotional support. I'm a strong ass motherfucker. I never thought I'd be like,
yeah, like, you were preparing for the basics.
Yes, like I'm saying,
like, all right, cheating, we can get over
real, like,
that was not what it was.
So I just think that, like, I just recommend, like, putting in more time, and even if you in that year, if you go through a lot of those things, like I'm saying, because don't listen to my thing and be like, well, yeah, I mean, well, I got that, because a lot of people do that, like, well, we ain't got to worry about that, man. Yeah, I know my girl mentally support me, my girl, and it's like it's so much bigger than that, because there might be elements that you're not getting that you haven't experienced yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, because like right now y'all in that person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even later in life, even though we didn't get there, it's like, what happens, even if you are faithful, what happens when you see someone else that intrigues you? You know what I mean? And those lines are tested. So you meet someone else that's equally mentally stimulates you. Because a lot of times, most of the time when we went in that year, like, we fall for a person because like.
And people end up lying because they will try to act like temptation is not out there. She's not the only woman in the world. You are attracted to other people. You do pick up other vibes from other people. Now, it's okay to address it. When you start to try to hide it and suppress it is when you end up cheating. If you be honest and upfront and talk to people, like, have a conversation with your partner. But when you start to try to suppress certain shit like that, people tend to start being sneaky and doing sneaky shit because you're like, damn, I can't really even be honest with how I feel. Like, just have regular conversations about stuff. It honestly can exercise a lot of things out that you were thinking about separately if you talk to your partner. But instead, you trying to suppress all that shit. You end up going through all of these battles mentally by yourself, and you're like, damn, I could have just talked.
Right, absolutely. Communication definitely.
I could have just talked that
Communication
shit
definitely is key. I just feel like, one thing about like when I was getting married, nobody really spoke up too much because people don't. When people see you happy, they feel like they trust your. People trust my judgment, so they know I don't make rash decisions. So for me to get married, it must everybody feel like, oh, it's got to be real, and it was real. But like the one thing my brother said that I just feel like was important for me to say on this thing was just something simple. It was just like before I get married, he's probably the only person to say anything pertaining to this. He was like, I mean, even if you know she the one and you want to get married to her, like, why does it have to be so soon? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you know for a fact today, like, but a year from now you should be sure, or 2 years from now you should be sure that it's still gonna be the same person. Mm-hmm. Like, you really don't have to put a rush on it. A lot of times we put these fake clocks on ourselves, like, you know what I'm saying, that don't need to be there. It's just like I feel once been forever with you. I hope I spend forever with you, but allow yourself to experience some things, like, and don't believe that you want to do every day. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you gotta wait 50 years because like you're gonna always be experiencing new things with people, but like them new elements and things that you don't prepare for or will hurt you the most. Like, I'm saying, or excuse me, some of the traits that your partner possesses now, may be an issue, like, in a little bit of time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you might be accepting of it now. It's like that attitude, that's a fire right now. That girl that might, give you a little nudge now is cute until she's beating the fuck out of you. You know what I'm saying? And then when you see someone else, you might come across someone else that has those same elements in them that your woman possesses, but they're the sweetest person alive. They don't have that attitude, and it's like you grow a new appreciation for that because you're going through, because what you thought was cute with her became a toxic trait that affects you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta be careful of things. Like, I always recommend that people take their time because, like, experience things. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking your time. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a firm believer in I feel like you could know somebody in a week if y'all completely vulnerable and open. You know what I'm saying? Like, people you can't know nobody that long. It depends on how open you are. There's no time frame on how long it takes to get to know somebody.
That's what I just said. So if you're transparent and then another person is guarded, that's going to be a problem. Because it's like you're going to always feel like you're giving way more than that person when they feel like, whoa, wait, I am giving you me. It's just that as fast and as see-through as you are. Right. And you got to stop applying that shit to everybody you talk to.
You don't know nobody.
You're like, wait a minute, hold up. So on the flip side,
somebody can know me today. That's how if I'm comfortable, I don't say with the world, but
so on the flip side, I was engaged. So that engagement stage, here goes my part. Right. My part is I was engaged for a few years. Right. And I'm glad that I did because I already seen signs before that. Right. And it helped me not make a decision for the rest of my life. Right. So I got out of a situation. She's a great girl and everything like that. She just wasn't my great girl. And that's what people need to understand. Regardless of pictures and the videos we're still cool and great friends. And, you could look beautiful together. It does not mean anything when you're in the stages where you both have. I'm pretty sure overall she has, her things where she would be like, this could be this could be that. But my truth is, I'm glad that it like I said, people try to make like a timeline for certain stuff. No, I'm not what date. That date is for y'all. No, the date for me is when we're really ready. When you're really financially where you need to be, where you're emotionally where you need to be. And I'm not saying all your ducks are going to be lined up in a row neither. Let's start with that. Right. But overall, me being engaged for that long really helped me not get married. Because I've seen things and I'm like, oh, hell no. No.
Experience.
Like, because now the things that you would have missed in that first year, you seen them because you was together for a few years. Okay, then you got engaged. And then all of those stages, you got to see different levels of stress. You got to go through deaths and all types of stuff. That shit really don't happen in no year. You don't go through deaths and it'd be hard to see that type of person. And people be in puppy love.
Right.
You got to get over that. Some people don't even be showing their true self until a year. People pretend well. I promise you, I will keep saying that. Yeah. They pretend well. And I'm not saying her in general, but I'm saying overall. People will lead you to believe that they are ready for something they're really not because they're being selfish. They will take you off the market knowing they're not ready for something the fuck that you know you are. You're like, hold the fuck up. Like, you got me thinking that you're ready to do this, and this, but your actions and the way you can't say you sit here and love me to death and then go out and do some wild shit and then be like, but I love you. There is no but I love you. No, you love yourself more because you, and I always say this, when you're making the wrong decisions, you get so many fucking red flags within yourself. Yeah. You get all of these, whoop, whoop, you get them. When you answer the wrong text or the wrong phone call or they see the wrong person or too much interact, there's so many signs and steps before you fuck up. And we still end up fucking up. So that's why I am so serious about certain shit. Because I'm like, there's so many steps before that. You don't just, a fuck up don't just fall out the sky. There is so many steps to fuck ups before you actually fuck all the way up. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. You didn't just accidentally text back. Like, there's multiple things to these stages. Yeah. Like, so it's like, cut the bullshit here. So I hate when people try to be dismissive towards that. Like, oh, well, it was an accident, it was this. So that's why when people really get into the gist of certain things, I be laughing because I'm like, so you mean to tell me that all of these signs, that these normal human signs of, bitch, don't do it. Nigga, don't do it.
Ignore them all.
You ignored all of them. And then still want me to put my heart and my love on the line.
Hey, some people can't read.
Bitch, you know sign language, can't you see? Do that.
No, but that's real. That's so real. Like, I just feel like, man, take your time. If you see forever in a person, remember you got forever. So, like, allow yourself time to experience. Beyond that, allow yourself time to experience the dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't like. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just like, can we? Let me see how you are.
That timeline be crazy because people will truly sit here and be like, well, okay, well, we're at like 2 months, we should be here. Okay, well, all right, 6 months, we should be here.
Especially gay relationships.
Warp speed, like literally. I feel like me and her doing these videos are definitely like we're low key in a relationship.
Well, we kind of been in that. Get my boo, baby.
Don't kill no water.
Check our face.
But it's the truth. Everybody uses this invisible. There's no timeline. Your heart and your mind knows what's going on. Just roll with the punches. Do not sit here and be like, all right. I'm gonna shout out my fucking homie Tyler. She commented on my status the other day and she brought up a good point. She said, I read something somewhere where women measure their love by time. We see a certain timeline and we're like, oh, well, we should be here. We've been dating for 2 years. I should have a ring. And then the next year, we should. It's okay to plan, but y'all literally go full throttle and you start to force press and you honestly start to scare people away. No matter how much someone loves or cares about you, when you put them under this pressure and making them feel like they have to, a lot of people rebel from that. They don't want to feel like they have to do anything. They want to. Yeah. That's not a good thing. And they say a lot of men go off of the love at the moment. They're like, if I love you and all that, I'll go to the store and spend my last for you. Versus women, they play with time a lot. Right. So they feel like, oh, all right, as far as time, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Like, you know what I mean? You be like, come on, man, chill. I know we've been together. Well, we should be here, and here. By the time we should be at a year. A year is not enough to know how somebody feels. And to see attitudes. You just don't see them. Like, I feel like you don't even see them until damn near a few years in, at least 2 or 3. You're like really starting to see different things. You done went through different things.
It depends on what you like I said, like the transparency.
How many people do you think you knew in less than a year?
Well, you didn't say less than a year. You said a year.
A year. That's 12 months. That's the puppy love stage. That's knowing.
I knew her very.
Do you know how much stuff people keep from each other up until a certain amount of time?
But that depends on who the person. Every
what I'm trying to say is you're transparent, and a lot of people that you date really aren't. So now what?
Damn. And they still don't know me. I be the crazy one.
Motherfucker, I haven't dated motherfuckers 5-6 years. They're like, what in the fuck? Because it's like you have to really gradually give people stuff. You do have to gradually give people stuff because you wanna know why? And I'll say this is a 2-part answer. I don't want to feel like I'm giving somebody my all that don't deserve it.
Right.
But in the same sense, I don't want to also give somebody less than and I feel like I could have did more. I don't want to walk away from a situation where I'm like, damn, I could have definitely put up more. I could have gave up more energy. I want to feel at least in the middle with my feelings, so I'm satisfied.
I be like, listen, for me, it's like you know.
I think that's why you be more so disappointed the most, because you give a hell of a lot, and the people that you date don't really match that energy. So you're always way madder than they are, because you're like, man, get the fuck out of here.
But you know, at the end of it, I always walk out of it knowing that I did all I could do. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
You know what I mean? Like how that second part you just
everybody can't do that. Some people be drained. That kills them, and they take forever to get back out there.
But you know, you just gonna say that like you was like, you know, you don't want to walk away and say I could have,
and you don't.
I never walk away with what I could have. I walk away knowing that like I literally like gave my all. Like I showed you everything. I was very transparent with you. I tried to expose my heart, my soul, my mind, everything to you. Like and it's like. Obviously, you know, either you didn't want it or you weren't ready for it or it just didn't work. You know what I mean? Everything's not meant to be. Sometimes you're meant. I always say this. Sometimes people are coming into your life, especially in the dating scene. Sometimes to refuel you. Sometimes to give you faith that it's out there again. Mm-hmm. So some of y'all, the ones that y'all think that y'all about that you just met, that's amazing, and it's everything. And you feel like this is going to be your wife, or this is going to be your husband. And maybe that is your reboot. Maybe that's that person. That's that person that's supposed to. It's like show you like it's out there. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope.
It's called second win.
Stay that hopeless romantic you are. Don't give up. Don't lose faith.
Second win.
Believe in love. Well, I don't think it's out there. I for me in my marriage, even with it not working, like man, that I had an amazing love. I experienced that fairy tale type of love. That was not fake. Mm-hmm. That wasn't for the book. That wasn't for nobody else. It wasn't that. We just didn't work because we weren't prepared for the unknowns. Like you know what I'm saying, like, and that's the reality. But to sum it up, we weren't prepared for the unknowns. Period. And then after we started to diagnose the I don't know, too much was happening and went too far.
Yeah, and I feel like too much happened too quickly in mine, but we dug it out. Yeah. So ours was in reverse. Yeah. Like there was a lot of things going on in our relationship, but because we were already naturally friends first, so it was already principles and set in and stuff like that. But once you cleared the air and stuff like that, you're like, yeah, this probably ain't gonna work.
Yeah, because every amazing experience is not gonna work. You know what I mean? And like I think I said it before in one of the other clips. Like realize that every catch is not your catch. I don't know if I did or not, but if I did, just enjoy. Just enjoy fishing. Yeah. Throw it back. I mean, sometimes and fishing gets peaceful, brings peace. It's like like I mean.
But this goes to show when people pick up something nice, they're like, well, why would I let this go? It's not because you know you can't keep up with it.
If you're not ready for something,
you can't keep up with it. Throw it the fuck back. You know that you have to nourish this. You cannot nourish this the way you know you need to, right. And you still will selfishly keep somebody away from where they could have been. Right. But in the same sense, you got to identify when shit ain't right either. You cannot put the blame on somebody because you stayed longer than what you should have.
Absolutely.
So everybody has to take responsibility. You know, I would never say that I regret anything. I don't regret anything. All of those were life experiences. She's still a great friend, stuff like that. But overall, no. We just weren't each other's catch. You know, I think we made it work, and we did a hell of a good job trying to push it out. But there's nothing you can do after that. You have to just identify that. But everything is what it is.
If by chance you are that person that is dating someone within a year, and you do feel like they're the one and you do choose to get married, like, you know, I definitely want to take time to give you some advice. And with that, I would just say, man, be prepared to put on your boxing gloves, like, at all times. Like, be prepared. Be prepared to fight. Be prepared to fight against yourself when you're ready to quit. You know what I'm saying? Like remember why you fell in love. Remember those vows that you're gonna take. Remember those, you know, all those secret promises that you make. You know what I mean? That I never, and hold on to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And build a sanctuary to where you know, like, regardless, whatever tries to infiltrate, even if a bug gets in, we're gonna kill that motherfucker together. Like, you know what I'm saying? And be willing to and open to growing with the person and recognizing like that they're gonna grow and they're gonna discover new parts of themselves as while you're discovering new parts of yourself and also discovering new parts of them. Be prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? And if you can do that and you can grow together, like, I feel like you could definitely make it the long haul. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I like that. Because sometimes that's difficult. It's difficult to go against yourself. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when it comes to love and holding on to the real love, especially after you take them vows, you're going to have to go against yourself. You're going to have to challenge yourself to break some of your own barriers within yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, I don't want y'all to watch this and lose hope in that, because it is possible. There are still people that meet each other like first week and get married within a couple months and they're still together 20 years forever.
Because that's their story.
That's their version of love.
Everybody's story is custom. So do not sit here and think my story or her story is your story. No,
Right.
this is just ours. This is our version of things that happened. You were actually married. I was actually engaged.
Right.
Those are different stages, but both still leading up to marriage.
Right.
And this is, I mean, so at the end of the day, understand that caterpillars do turn into butterflies.
Absolutely. Like, you know what I mean? And be on your own journey. Like, you know, be on your journey.
And also keep your friends to a certain extent in your situations, you know, because if you're easily influenced, you can end up making a lot of decisions that you wouldn't have made because you're easily influenced. It's like, relax, take your time, decipher certain things, spread things out. Don't sit here and think that, oh, everybody has the answers for you. And stop seeking so many answers everywhere. Sometimes them answers are within yourself. And trust and believe in yourself and your own, just your own intuition or your own thoughts and stuff like that. Because I think a lot of people don't really believe in themselves that much either, which also reflects the partners that they pick. So, you know, the partners that they pick are also a reflection of you. You picked them, you stayed with them. So at some point in your life, you were at a level with them. And it just took you a little bit of time to identify that.
Right.
So with that being said, don't be ashamed that it didn't go the way you wanted to go. Nothing's going to go the way we wanted to go in life, but overall, just be real with yourself throughout the whole process of it, if you can.
That's a good topic. That was a good topic. I'm happy we made that status on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's a good topic. I mean, handle your situation however you need to.
She know how to do it.
Beat. Took the niggas home. But yeah, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if you didn't see any of our other episodes, please go check those out. Please.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this is
4.